Welcome back, everyone. Pixopane Week 4 recap. Welcome to the Reckoning.
We didn't do it last weekend because of our software blows, and we got new software, and I think we figured out the audio, so...
Yeah, it should be at least a little bit better. So for the 12 of you that watch, enjoy. Now let's look like jackasses. All right. First recap. Cleveland at Dallas, and we were both wrong. I got my Huckleberry shine. I'm going to try and get through that.
Dallas on that one?
Yeah, I picked Dallas. See, here's the thing. It's really hard to get those frickin' games pegged, just those teams early in the season. And Dallas was 1-2, sure, but I figured they'd hold strong against the Browns at home. Horribly incorrect.
I figured the same thing, but Cleveland looks like they're legit this year. I think they finally, after like 12 years of being just god-awful laughingstocks in the NFL, I think they got their shit together.
Hashtag save the Browns. It was a well-put-together game plan by the Browns, and it just really opened your eyes as to how bad the Cowboys are as a team. Their defense is by far the
their
worst.
offense is fine. It's just their defense is just awful. So bad.
Their offense was fine.
No, I think Andy Dalton he can manage that.
We'll see. Fine. But, yeah, Cleveland ran for over 300 yards on the Cowboys and also scored...
Without Nick Chubb.
Yeah. And I believe they also scored at one point 27 or 34 unanswered points. So
the Cowboys almost came back and won that game, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that.
No, they did. The Browns almost lost that game in the end, but the Cowboys are so bad that they freaking blocked a PAT into a 2-point conversion. So, I mean...
All in all, it was a game that... I kind of figured the home team, but now my eyes are open on the Cowboys, and I don't have high hopes for them the rest of the year. But my hope
Do you have high hopes on anyone in that division?
No. In fact, I think the AFC North and the NFC West are just going to pick on them all year. All right, game number 2 we were wrong on. Arizona at Carolina. I am sorry for that. Remember how we said that the Panthers would... just lose their season since Christian McCaffrey was injured?
Not statistically, but they've gotten better without Christian McCaffrey, which is really weird. Like, who gets better without their best player? I don't think they're actually... Panthers. They're winning more games without him. I don't know how, but...
They're riding a 3-game win streak, and they very well could move to 4 next week. And what's weird is the Cardinals looked like a powerhouse in the first 2 weeks of the year. The last 2 weeks, they've kind of struggled. Yeah. It was the Panthers who controlled the tempo of the game. They were up 28-7 at one point. I'm
surprised the Cardinals had that bad of a game.
Yeah, especially considering the Panthers looked as bad as they did during the first 2 weeks of the year.
So
they kind of swapped. I think the Cardinals just need to, not lose games. That's my advice to them. Try and win your games, guys.
I guess that's some pretty good advice to an NFL team. Just don't lose, guys.
Yeah, straight up. I thought Kyler Murray played fine. He made plays. It's just they were never in control of that game. They did too little, too late, and
they beat the Jets the week after, so whatever.
I'll admit it. I was wrong there. Minnesota at Houston is the next one. We were both wrong on that. This is the game that got Bill O'Brien fired.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You gonna?
No, I am. I was about to talk about something.
All right.
But
don't you want to be a little bit?
Is Minnesota like better than we think they are? Are they just trash and Houston was trash with Bill O'Brien?
Yeah, that is what it is. Minnesota had a good game plan, and it just basically trounced the Texans with it. Dalvin Cook ran his fucking legs off, and Kirk Cousins actually made some throws and some good plays. Houston just didn't know what to do, and I blame that on Bill O'Brien, which is why Bill O'Brien's gone. I mean...
I figured Houston had, some star power, still with, not DeAndre Hopkins, but their quarterback.
Deshaun Watson.
And I figured that... No, but... I don't know, dude. Houston's kind of bugging me a little bit, because I thought they'd be a little bit better by this year.
I told you they'd be the free fall candidate, man. I knew they'd tank ever since Bill O'Brien lost that playoff game and traded D-Hop.
And I think they're out of the division with freaking Tennessee 4-0 right now. I think
Yeah.
They're looking at a wild card at the very best.
Not even that, honestly.
So,
Minnesota had a good game plan, outplayed the Texans, and I kind of think it was a game where the Texans may have been honestly trying to get Bill O'Brien fired.
Maybe it was like kind of a mutiny, and they're like, dude, fuck this.
Because
guy.
like
Let's
the
just get
first
him
3
fired.
games, the Texans lose to the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Steelers, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's kind of reasonable.
That's a tough schedule.
But then you lose to the winless Vikings at home, and I kind of think that's an eye opener. So they're just like, we're
The Vikings started playing better after like week 3, though. So I mean,
that's all the recap I can say about that. We both got wrong. Buffalo at Las Vegas.
Well, Vegas, I figured that you could win a game against Buffalo because I figured that they'd start getting a little cocky and they'd go across country. I mean, they beat the Chiefs the week after. Like, you could beat the Bills. Come on.
Spoilers.
But they didn't. They didn't. So, whatever. Good job, Bills. You beat the Raiders.
Hey, Raiders can, they can ball. Buffalo just made turnovers where they needed to. It was honestly their defensive performance that put them ahead. And Allen definitely made some deep throws that were basically daggers that helped control the game. Las Vegas looked confused, and that sucks to see from a team in your hometown. But it is what it is. Buffalo was the better team that day. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought the Bills would win, but I picked the Raiders just because I may be a little bit biased. But hey,
it's not that I was biased against the Bills. I just wanted
the Bills to lose.
But like no one keeps like usually like winning and winning and winning and winning for so many weeks straight. Like every team ends up losing sometime.
It's true.
I mean, except for like the Ravens last year when they won like 12 in a row, but then they lost in the playoffs. So I mean,
that was pretty cool.
Wasn't for me. It made me sad.
Yeah. But I mean, that is what it is. Defense just showed up for the Bills, made the turnovers. Raiders showed they had life the week after. I hate that we waited so long to make this video because, the memories aren't as
It's just
fresh.
Anna Monica is just garbage. Like,
yeah.
Every time you see that like little Anna Monica in the lower right screen,
it sucks.
It sucks.
All right.
Santa Monica.
This was an interesting upset. Philly at San Fran. The winless Eagles went to the home
I put 15 points on them, damn it.
of the Super Bowl runner-up and won. San Fran's an injured team.
Okay, this was a terrible, terrible game. Like, this whole game was just awful if you watched it. They started playing better without Nick Mullins when they put C.J. Beathard in. Like, how do you allow the Eagles to score a touchdown and then immediately throw a pick six?
I mean...
And then C.J. Beathard started coming back.
Yeah, but the Eagles were in prevent defense at that point. They didn't really care.
I mean, had he just, walked in that 2-point conversion, they could have kicked a field goal because they were in field goal range on that last drive and could have took it to overtime, but...
It was one of those
Whatever.
games that really makes you open your eyes because the Eagles did not look very good all game. They had that drive where they went for a 2-point conversion for some reason and they got it. Then they didn't really do anything the rest of the game.
No.
The San Fran took the lead back and then, I think it was at the start of the fourth quarter the Eagles scored their final 16 points or
Carson Wentz
17.
still looks... For some reason, he's playing awful this year.
Yeah.
They're not very good. You think the Eagles suck now? Wait until they have to unload $67 million next year to be above the cap.
San Fran was the better team, but you could tell they were just struggling with injuries, and the mistakes of their backup quarterback really sunk them.
Yeah.
Is what it is. All right, so what was that? 5 shots for you? I had one more. So
The last game you were wrong on.
Jax at Cincy. I thought there was some Minshew magic, but I guess Jacksonville just didn't want to go winless. And now they're on,
They won their first game.
they're going back to tanking. They're like, cool, we got it out of the way. Bam.
First week, got it out of the way.
You got to catch them sleeping.
But, no, I said Cincy would win their first game. I felt like they were scrappy. Like, they played teams surprisingly close for how bad they've been the last 2 years. But I figured they'd really want to win for Joe Burrow. Man, they did. But Cincinnati's still pretty bad. And same with the Jags.
All right. Yeah. I just kind of figured Minshew would make a game out of it. It was close by halftime, but then the Bengals pulled away. Props to the Bengals for Burrow. I'm hoping Tua does what Burrow's doing to the Bengals right now, where you can tell they have a lot of upside. But for the love of God, invest in an O-line.
Dude, please.
I cannot stress that enough.
Dude,
guys,
The Ravens played them. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like he's gonna get him killed. Like how could you do that to him? I almost feel bad for him, dude.
Yeah.
Like Carson Wentz is gonna die next week. I'm sorry for him.
Probably.
Dude.
But there we go. I had 6 wrong. You had 5 wrong. I think you're doing a little bit better on the year than me, but we're still doing. Honestly, I'd say
Dude, week 3 fucked us so hard.
But outside of that, I think we're
3. Yeah, I know.
Outside of week 3, I think we're doing better than most analysts. Well,
week 2, I only missed like 2, and then like the rest of the weeks, I missed like
last week
5,
I missed 3,
4 or 5 games.
4 or 5. I like to pick upsets, and I'm still hitting like 6 out of 16. That ain't bad.
You got to take some chances, man.
You got to. Someone bet $20 on all the things we say. Like, you might win some money.
Maybe, but don't take it to heart, please.
Yeah, don't blame us when we're wrong, because
we're wrong, along with pro analysts.
All right, now we got the shots out of the way. Let's see when they hit us. My bet is on like the 5th game we're talking about. But Denver at New York Jets. Holy crap! The Jets finally took the lead for once.
But was it for good?
And they lost by double scores.
But was it for good?
They lost by 2 scores.
Do you really think the Jets are gonna like win?
No,
because like.
I don't usually finish that sentence.
No one goes 0-16, but the Jets might go 0-16.
Oh, man. If I could bet money on that. In fact, I should have.
Well, maybe.
I bet
the Jets fire Adam Gase, they might win a game.
Not till this week.
Well, it'll be after this week.
Yeah, here's the thing. Denver went on the road with a backup quarterback
to the East Coast, in which they play awful.
And still won by 2 scores.
Yeah.
And they committed turnovers, whereas the Jets didn't. The Jets are highly dysfunctional.
We know this. It's been a thing for like 3 years, and we've called it every year.
I know. And yet, still, Jets fans will try and troll us. Well, at least the one guy I know. But
I don't think they're trolling anyone. They're like, they've accepted. They're like, yeah, we're bad.
Yeah, my friend's a dick, but straight up, like
I said, dude, if you can score like 6 points or like more than 6 points, you'll beat the Jets.
Sadly, yes. The Broncos didn't even play well, but what was cool about this game was it was another game in which the Jets allowed 30-plus points. Fun fact, the Jets have not allowed 30-plus points in any game against any team, and the Broncos are bad. So,
all right, Brandon. So who's worse on defense, the Cowboys or the Jets? I'd still say the Cowboys, but
that's a tough one, honestly.
The Jets are awful.
Holy crap, that is a very hard one. Because the Cowboys give up just stupid amounts of yards. But I mean, the Jets...
They miss a lot of tackles. The Jets also miss a lot of... Didn't I say in like some stat like they had 40 missed tackles in like 2 games? I'm like, that is impressive. How do you have that many missed tackles in 2 games?
I would say the Jets due to personal biases, but... then the Cowboys.
I'd say the Cowboys.
All right, next one. Baltimore at Washington. Was that a fun game for you to watch? I kind of felt like Baltimore should have did better.
I mean, they were in control all the game. I mean, it was close up until like the last 2 minutes up to the half, and then they ran away with it. So,
do you kind of feel like Baltimore is getting a little bit lax?
No, they're trying to do like this new thing on offense where they're trying to like make Lamar Jackson keep throwing, and they're abandoning their run game really early, and I'm not a fan of it. A lot of Ravens fans aren't a fan of it unless they get like a premier wide receiver. Then you could try that.
Yeah.
But right now they don't really have the personnel to try that kind of offense. If they traded for Michael Thomas or traded for like Julio Jones, then I'd be okay with throwing. But
you basically need someone to comp him.
Dude, Hollywood's the best receiver we got. After that, it's pretty big drop.
3 tight ends.
Dude, we have 2 tight ends.
2 tight ends.
It's Mark Andrews and Nick Boyle.
And the Bengals.
After we played the Bengals, we're like, yeah, dude, he either throws to Hollywood or Mark Andrews. Like, that's all we have to guard. He's not going to throw to anyone else. So, like, get another receiver.
Yeah, a game you won by 14 points, but you're not happy you did. Because I kind of felt that Baltimore should have beat the crap out of them.
They should have, dude. That game should have been won by like 30 points.
Yeah, and this is the game that Dwayne Haskins apparently bragged about his stats and got benched for. So that was pretty cool.
It really makes me wonder if they're just experimenting against bad teams because they know that they could beat them.
What better time to do it?
I know. They're just like, we could beat the Bengals. We could beat the Washington football team.
The name redacted.
So we'll just try some weird crap and just try throwing and see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, good analysis on that. LAC at Tampa. God, I would have gladly taken that shot. LA, the Chargers. Man, what the hell were you doing? You were up 24-7.
I know, but
2 minutes left in the half. And they fumbled on their own 2-yard line.
Yeah.
Fucking kneel out the clock.
I know.
I'm tired of Tom Brady getting bailed out on bullcrap. I'm tired of it.
Out on bullcrap.
Luckiest mother... can I say? Yeah,
didn't
fucker alive.
Didn't he throw a pick six in this game?
Yes, he did.
Still win.
He's still throwing interceptions and pick sixes. He's still bad. But guess what? I guess he's good enough to beat a rookie still trying to figure his shit out.
The Chargers should have won. The Chargers could have beat the Saints last week. Like, come on, man.
Chargers
what are you doing, Chargers?
Chargers played more than well enough to win. And again, same with Joe Burrow. Herbert's fucking killing it. I'm really impressed with how he's doing. He's led on 3 premier quarterbacks in his first starts. You got Mahomes, Brady, and Breeze, and he's led on all of them at some point, and then collapsed in the second half. And
so
God
do you
damn
blame
it.
his defense or do you blame him? Because I kind of blame his defense.
I've never seen a better 1-4 team. That's all I can say about the Chargers.
Their record is worse than they are.
Yeah,
they're better than this.
But
they're 1-4.
Yeah, so. You gotta. It's kind of like they're the reverse of the Bears. You gotta give credit to the record. You gotta give credit to the record, but at the same time, you're like,
you're 4-1, but I don't believe.
I wouldn't bet money on you, but I get it. You're doing it.
They're mathematically likely to make the playoffs at this
pretty
point,
much.
But I don't buy it.
You're technically good, but
are you
good? Yeah.
But the Chargers, I feel like they are somewhat good despite a 1-4 record. Whatever.
It's a crapshoot. They should have beat Tampa, but
should have.
Whatever. Bail out, Tom. Seattle at Miami. I knew Miami wouldn't win. I knew the upset potential was there, and they played a better game than most people thought. Technically speaking, that was the best defensive performance any team had put forward against the Seahawks.
That was a close game up until they got a 2-score lead in the third quarter, and right before halftime. Actually,
it honestly came down to Miami shooting themselves in the foot, and it comes back to me saying Miami's better than people think. They're competitive. They're going toe to toe. They make small mistakes. Had they gotten into the end zone once.
They gave up a fucking touchdown with 24 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. The mistake.
Ouch.
But Miami honestly could have won the game. They just every time they got the ball, they kicked a field goal. So they were constantly just. You can't beat Seattle.
You need to score touchdowns
simple
to
as
beat
that.
good teams, dude. You need to get in the end zone.
And
3 points ain't gonna be enough.
I'll give credit. If it weren't for that frickin'. That made me so angry.
The
24-second drive where Russell Wilson found the end zone. If it weren't for that, Miami could have been in this at the end of it.
But hats off to Russell Wilson. He fucking playing. He
found
so
a guy
good.
Open for some reason and hit him again. And DK Metcalf actually is starting to scare me. He's
pretty good.
2 or 3 year player, and he's
getting
targeted
last year, dude.
Stupid amount and performing on post routes in the red zone like crazy. If you didn't pick him on fantasy,
he's fast and buff.
Yeah, but that shouldn't. If he's buff, he shouldn't be fast. But
he is at the same time, though, so it's weird.
Yeah.
But he is good. He's better than a lot of people thought he'd be.
Yeah, props to the Seahawks. I knew Miami would lose this one, but like I said, Miami played a good game, and we go toe to toe. We just don't finish. We'll make enough mistakes, but whatever. We'll turn it around. New Orleans at Detroit. Detroit did a statistical anomaly during this game. I think they were the first team in NFL history to give up 3 14-plus point leads in the same season. Something like that.
Wasn't that the Falcons?
Oh, God, right. No, something like that. Detroit has a weird trend of doing it more than anyone else.
You know what's wrong with Detroit is they need to fire their freaking coach.
Oh, Matt Patricia.
We've been saying this for 2 years. Why'd you get rid of Jim Caldwell for Matt Patricia?
Well, I don't know. I mean, backup Pats coaches normally don't do well unless they, fit the right team. But Matt Patricia's clearly a frickin' moron. The Lions have won, I think, composite total of 10 games since he's came over. I mean, Sorry, Jim Caldwell. 9-7 apparently ain't good enough, but we'll go 3-13 a couple of times. Call it good. Detroit just got outplayed by New Orleans, but the thing is Breeze made mistakes early, and Detroit capitalized, and then they were just like, cool, all right,
let's lose.
We're up 14-0, and
then they got clapped.
20 seconds later, they're down 35-14. Like, that doesn't happen with smart teams, which is why I don't believe in the Lions to any capacity. I wanted to. I know they have talent, but they just...
Will the Lions ever be out of the basement? Will they ever do something?
Here's the thing about the Lions. The Browns are turning it around, and the Lions are still there. Like, I don't want to, like...
Can they?
If you're a Lions fan, don't you just kind of wish, like, that... Is it a Ford's lady? Whoever owns them, don't you just wish she'd just give away the team, or, like...
No, just fire Matt Patricia. Like, hire Eric Bieniemy or something. I don't know. Just do something.
Detroit had a chance, but gave a bad game again. New York Giants at LA Rams. Rams... Is it a win you feel that good about?
I think they slept on them a little bit. They let them hang around for like most of the game. They should have destroyed them. But...
You scored 17 points and won, but the Giants were in the red zone knocking on your door with 20 seconds left in the game. And the Giants are trash. They're the best team in New York, but they are indeed trash.
But they're the 31st best team in the NFL.
Yeah. Not only did you sleep on them, you slept on them at home, and it makes me feel like, are the Rams good, or are they just picking on the NFC East?
It might be a combination of both a little bit. Like, they might be mediocre, but they're picking on a very bad division. So they might get away with 9 wins. Who knows?
It was a strong defensive showing. It was weird seeing the Giants do as well as they did defensively. But, honestly... The Rams just survived is what it was. The Giants did make some turnovers, but so the Rams. They basically... It was obviously a defensive game, but they offset whenever the other would make a mistake, and the better team did, in fact, win. And the fight at the end, that was really cool. You know, you don't really see those big brawls at the end of a game anymore. Fun. All right, Indy at Chicago. My grandpa told me we shouldn't have slept on the Bears. Well... At least we did pick Indy here.
I mean, they won, so...
Yeah.
I mean, are we being too hard on them if they lose?
To the teams we pick against, no. Honestly, I'd love to give the Bears credit. And
do you, though? Because they should not be 4-1.
They shouldn't
but here they are.
Yeah.
4-1.
I just kind of figured the Colts would not make the mistakes that the Lions, the Giants, and the Falcons did before them. And guess what? It paid off. I don't have to take a shot right now. Indy was the better team, even on the road. It's fine, you know. The Bears aren't terrible. It's just I don't believe in them to do more than some...
Okay. So who's better, the Rams or the Bears?
I'd say the Bears, actually.
I'd say the Rams.
I don't know, but we're focusing on Indy at Chicago. Indy just played well to win. 19-11, weird score. They just controlled the whole game. They didn't need... to even get into the end zone. They just won it off a couple field goals, getting into the end zone like twice, and they were like set. I think they scored 1 touchdown. And the Bears got that score to put it 19-11, where it wasn't even a 19-11 game. It was really close to the end. It padded the stats. It didn't make them look better. The Bears just didn't look good. Phillip Rivers had a heyday. I'm bored with this one. New England at KC.
New England got screwed over. But no one cares. No one cares. Again, 2 years in a row you get screwed over by New England.
Oh, I'm so sorry the Patriots got screwed over on a weird call.
By the refs.
Oh, man.
Just like, no one feels...
Well, that's fine.
This is going to take like 20 years of getting fucked over to anyone feel bad for you.
That is one against you. Against a million bullshit calls going your other way.
It's going to take 20 more years.
Hey, you know how all the Patriot fans are crying about it? Guess what? Welcome to the rest of the NFL. Now you see. Now you understand.
Now you understand. So it's like, it's hard playing a really good team with the refs against you.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's really tough, too.
Well, they're a good team, but now they're a Super Bowl contender. Now, I'm not saying the Chiefs aren't, but I am saying welcome to the rest of the NFL, Patriots.
This is what it's been
You're
like.
not as good as you thought you were. God, we should make a video trashing on them. Let's talk about the game itself. Patrick Mahomes looked a little bit off. It was weird seeing KC only scoring 6 points by the half.
It was, but I mean, they came alive in the fourth quarter, so whatever.
Sure, but especially with Cam Newton out. It was weird. And Patriots could have had it tied at the half. It was... It's kind of a testament to Bill Belichick and his defense. He will never let that defense falter, and they always perform even against top-tier offenses.
That's true, and the Patriots offense did falter a few times. Like, they did get down to, like, the 6-yard line one time and didn't score.
Yeah, at the end of the half.
Or something like that?
At the end of the half, got sacked, didn't have timeouts, so they couldn't tie it. So, yeah, just Bill Belichick plays well, or coaches well, I should say. But without a starting quarterback, they're not really a threat to really anyone.
They could have maybe competed a little bit different with Cam Newton. I think they maybe could have beaten Kansas City with Cam Newton.
It was possible. I kind of thought KC was kind of, like the KC offense scored
like
19 points.
Wasn't it 17 or 19 points?
Yeah, they got a pick
quarter?
6.
No, in the fourth quarter.
Ooh, yeah, something like that. I think it was 26-10 final, right?
Yeah.
And they were barely ahead 14-13, so 12 points in the fourth quarter.
Something like that.
Who cares? Chiefs won. They did well. Defense finally made a stand. Basically, don't sleep on the Pats, though I would love to. It's just fear their defense and fear Dark Lord Belichick. And the final game, I'm starting to feel them shots. Atlanta at Green Bay. Welcome to the 0-4 club, Matt Ryan. Want to go to a better team?
5 club.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Atlanta, just, good lord.
Did anyone pick Atlanta to beat Green Bay?
God,
because, damn it. Green Bay is playing really, really freaking good this year.
I should have bet all the money in my bank account to Green Bay to cover the spread of that game. And I probably still would have only made like $20. It was sad.
To cover the spread and only win $20 after like $4,000.
I know, right? Green Bay just kicked the crap out of the Falcons top to bottom. There was no point Atlanta looked good except for one singular drive, but then guess what? The moment the Falcons scored some points, the Packers were like, no.
How dare you
and then scored more points.
Exactly.
So
I watched that game, dude. Atlanta was never in that game.
This wasn't even the game that got Dan Quinn fired, but spoiler alert, that comes next week. It was a terrible game to be at watching. I'm sad they put it on primetime.
Dude, I am sad that was a primetime game.
At
least maybe Green Bay and Tampa next week will be like somewhat better of a primetime game.
Who knows? But Green Bay's looking like world beaters. So there we go.
They're probably going to be the NFC team in the Super Bowl.
There we go. There we go. Picks of Pain, week 4, the reckoning. We're sorry about taking our time, all 12 of you. Tomorrow we'll get out a video tomorrow for our week 5 picks. Our memories are a little bit more refreshed on those. So, yeah. Bye.